Okay, I think I'm paying homage to Mercury retrograde because I got things going twice here. So I've got my notes here and then the main slides here. So first of all, I wanted to extend my congratulations to the new certificate holders and to Guna for achieving the diploma. So well done. It's a milestone I think you will always remember. So yes, well done. So age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, and where does astrology fit in that? So we're talking, about 2,000 years per age. So 4,000 years I've got to do in 10 minutes. I thought the most efficient way would be through interpretive dance. Aquarius. Oh, this is not. Francis, this doesn't seem to be responding. So do I do the page down on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just stop.
Yeah, I want that down. Okay. Mercury. Page down. No. Okay. I want that to move. Okay. Thank you. All right. So here, this is a little bit of audience participation. We have 15 seconds. Just call out your favorite Pisces words. So, alcohol. Fish. Good. We got a good group here. Any other Pisces words? Compassion, imagination.
Meander.
Great. Meander. Fantasy. Great. Thank you. And what are some of your favorite Aquarius keywords? Rebellion, eccentric, freedom, electrifying, technology, friendship. Thank you. This is a picture of a plasma ball. It's a sphere inside which there is this thing, I don't know what you call it, but you can put your fingertips around the outside of this ball and those little blue things zap towards your fingertips. They are seeking something. They're trying to reach out and connect. And I thought that was a good Aquarius thing. Both Pisces and Aquarius are about reaching out. Pisces is reaching out to be with the one, the entirety of things. And Aquarius, I think, is reaching out, yes, to connect. So I think that's one of our words that we'll be seeing a lot of. This was my list of some Pisces words. Some of those may have crossed your mind as I went through that. And this is a list of some Aquarius expressions. So Aquarius, the water bearer. People, when you first speak to people who don't really study astrology, they think that Aquarius is a water sign because, it's carrying this water. But I like this joke, and I can't remember who told me, but Aquarius as the water bearer, and we know Aquarius is not a water sign, and it really doesn't have anything to do with these emotions. So what does the Aquarius figure do? Dumps it out. But, yeah, that stuck with me. Yeah, what's this stuff for? Let's get rid of it. But really the purpose of this water, the water bearer, is providing water for the community. It's to help sustain everyone in the community. It's a purpose for being in the community. Next one. It's for making connections. It's for networking. It's on giving to the community. So what can I give to support others? It's on receiving from the community. So how can I be helped by others? and what must I take from others? And coming from the age of Pisces, where we were taught it is better to give than to receive, this might be uncomfortable. It might be uncomfortable for people to say, to admit maybe that, I can't do everything. I need somebody else from the community to do something for me. But there's this awareness of give and take in order that we sustain each other, that we help each other. We are individuals, yet we are in this together. Our understanding of the universe back in the 1930s was really quite different than it is today. So if we say maybe this 1930s was more Age of Pisces related, it's quite something how we can compare these two. We knew about the solar system, and Pluto was newly discovered. We knew that our solar system was contained within the Milky Way galaxy, and that's it. There was this void of space, nothing else, no end, no limits to that. And I think that's a real Pisces feel. By contrast, within the last 80 years, our understanding has changed greatly. We now know that the universe contains more than 2 trillion galaxies, not just the Milky Way, 2 trillion galaxies, and it is ever expanding. We have knowledge of only 5% of what's out there, and the rest is being labeled dark matter and dark energy. And these trillions of galaxies are actually organized. They are connected by filaments of dark matter and dark energy, creating what astrophysicists are calling the cosmic web. And this is a picture from NASA of a computer-generated, I'll say, interpretation or rendition of what they are seeing out there through their telescopes. And each one of these sort of centers is a galaxy. And these galaxies are connected by these filaments that are hundreds and hundreds of light years apart. But they are connected, and they form a network. So I think our understanding of the universe itself is becoming very Aquarian with this idea of the network. And does this work up here? Yeah, this spot, my eye keeps going to that spot up there. And that seems to be a very popular galaxy, and I think I've heard they have a Tesco. Now, on a smaller scale, there are more life forms in a handful of forest soil than there are people on the planet. So if you can imagine that, a handful of soil, more life forms in that than people on the planet. And a mere teaspoonful contains many miles of fungal filaments. This is from The Hidden Life of Trees by the German scientist Peter Wohlleben, just recently published in 2016. So this is kind of new stuff. Has anyone heard this before? Okay, good, not everybody. And he makes reference to, I'm happy to say, someone from Vancouver. Suzanne Simard from the University of British Columbia is a forestry professor, and her focus of work is on how trees communicate with one another. So she found that mother trees communicate with their seedlings, their babies, through this underground mycorrhizal network. Mycorrhizal, myco meaning of fungus, and rhiza, root. So the trees have their own roots, but then they connect with, it's almost like a fiber optic network underground of fungus that connects to their babies, and they call them and they talk to them. They send nutrients, in fact, to these young seedlings. The mother's roots, the mother tree, the root system of that will actually move out of the way in order for the other trees to take root and thrive. They also do that somewhat for seedlings of other trees, like the other kids in the neighborhood, but they favor their own, it's been found. Different species will share nutrients with one another. Fir trees, for example, have this thing going with paper birch trees. But fir trees don't share anything with cedar trees. So it's quite interesting. And that, she found that the fir trees, for example, being evergreen, through the winter would be sending carbons to the paper birch trees to help them through the winter. So there is this network going on underground. They share information as well. They tell each other about insect infestations that are coming and to increase tannins to protect yourself. So again, in this age of Aquarius, we're becoming aware and conscious of this underground network. And this is fun. Botanists and science journals are calling this network the Wood Wide Web. So, on a big scale then, yes, we understand the universe is a network. And on a small scale, we're becoming aware that trees and plants have an underground network. However, these networks were there before, I'm sure, but we just didn't know about it. And I think as we're entering this age of Aquarius, we're becoming more and more aware of the importance of the network. So we are, yes, individuals, but we are connected. And I believe that a big key word for the age of Aquarius is interdependent. So if you think of independent as being a separate thing, interdependent, yes, we're separate, but we do rely on one another. So I want you to be thinking as individuals, how do we make connections? And a lot of you might be thinking, you know, the best way to connect is through the internet. And Rosemary will be speaking about that in a portion of her talk on astrology and the internet. But even before the internet, we were connected, or we are connected in some same ways. So yes, trees have this underground network of fungus. Galaxies are connected by energy, dark energy. And humans have been connected with one another, I think also through a system of energy. So, what are your thoughts? As astrologers in this time of transition, won't there be an increasing demand for our services? Don't people want to know how they fit in? We have an amazing tool, an amazing language to help people figure out their individual skills, what makes them tick, what they can give, maybe what they're lacking, so they need from others, and perhaps even where they can best do that. So our astrology can really help people figure out how they connect with a network. And if this age is about making connections, aren't we good at figuring out the square pegs and the round holes? So, what do you think? Will our services be more in demand? Your turn. What do you think? Or how can we help people figure out their connections? Any ideas or thoughts? Well, I know we often use like synastry, putting charts together to see how we connect with people. Okay, here's a little task for you if you're a quiet bunch. I think this is very cool, and each of you sat in a particular chair. Maybe you came in with the person who's sitting beside you, but maybe not. I have 2 minutes and talk to each other about your chart and where you have some common points. It could be somebody, you know, my sun is at 15 Aries. Oh, that's my ascendant. So take 2 minutes and discover connections that you have with the person you sat beside. Okay, go. Okay, let's get everybody back. Great. Good to know. That's good. Okay, what did we find? What did we find? Great. Thank you. Did any of you discover something? Is anybody discover something? Yes, can you share with us? Wow, you're quiet. Yay, thank you. Very cool, thank you. Anyone else? A discovery? Yes.
Marco, Saturn is conjunct my Chiron.
Okay. Yeah. How about one more? Anybody else? Okay. So, interesting experiment. We are drawn to certain people, and I think astrology helps us figure that out. It helps us figure out what we can give, what we need to get from others. And it's been there all the time, and I think it's a tool we can really use to help other people. So, I'll pass it over to Rosemary. So, thank you.